everybody, and welcome to another perspective with your boy Tyrese Biv. And today I want to do a preview of some big time college football games going on this weekend. It should be some pretty good games across the nation. Um, Starting first with the game on Thursday night with number 17 Louisville traveling to NC State. NC State currently sitting at 4-1. Their big win came at Florida State in Tallahassee. Of course, it was a Florida State team that was still dealing with the aftermath of the hurricane and dealing with Deondre Francois' injury, but they're still Florida State. And NC State beat them 27-21, but they have a different beast on their hands this week in Louisville and Lamar Jackson. This is going to be, I think, a big time scoring and offensive affair. Louisville puts points up in bunches against mostly everybody. You know, you think this year they've only been held under 35 once, and that was against Clemson. Other than that, they're hanging 35, 47, 42, and then 55 last week versus Murray State. So I look forward to seeing Lamar Jackson again on a primetime stage. Just pretty much just have his way. And he's looking to have just project himself into the Heisman race, because it's almost as if what else can he do? What else can he do? So that's going to be a big game on Thursday night. Then Saturday is just full of big games, some rivalry games, some games that people may overlook or just don't pay it any mind because of the teams and where they've been playing or their history. Miami and Florida State. That is a game where the Canes can really show who they are. I, for one, I've been a big advocate for the U and the return of the U in the aftermath of what has happened with Florida State. I believe that this is the year that Miami plays in the ACC championship and with a legit chance of winning the ACC championship. Now, will they win it? That remains to be seen. But I do believe that they have a legit chance of winning the ACC championship. And it's going to be a really tough game for them. You know, on the road, in Tallahassee, anything can happen. This rivalry, you know, the years of the wide right and then the wide left, and just been blowouts. Both teams have went through a period of being down, and it looks like both teams are trending in the right direction. This year, Florida State looks like they are headed and just picking up right where they left off. As in terms of recruiting, they're going to continue to go out and get the best guys. And this is a recruiting battle game. Like, usually the team that wins this game puts themselves in a position to own the state of Florida. Whichever team seems to be trending higher, they own the state of Florida. And everyone knows if you own the state of Florida, you're going to continue to find yourself in a very good place year in and year out in terms of just being competitive. So, but how does this game play out? How does the Florida State offense look against Miami's defense? And how does Miami quarterback, how does he handle this team? How does he handle, Malik Rozier? How does he handle the atmosphere of Doak Campbell Stadium? It's, this isn't Duke. This is going to be 4- and 5-star athletes all over the place, and he's going to have to bring it. Another matchup, another rival, Michigan State. We all remember 2 years ago the infamous fumble return that propelled Michigan State to victory and really took Michigan's opportunity of winning a Big Ten championship, just took it right away from them. So how do the Wolverines handle playing without Wilton Speight? John O'Korn looks like he's going to be the starter. So, and the offense looked like it was in a much better rhythm with him versus Wilton Speight. So it's going to be fairly interesting. How does Michigan State's offense move the ball against Michigan's defense? That's going to be another eye opener. I think another underrated matchup is, and there's some big lines here. I'm looking at Penn State as a 14.5 point favorite over Northwestern. And I'm not saying that Penn State isn't a much better football team than Northwestern. No, Northwestern is always a tough place to go in and not necessarily win, but how often do they just get rolled at home? It's not very often that teams just go into Northwestern and just punch them in the mouth. And that's just it. That's not something that happens very often. So it's going to be fairly interesting to see how this plays out with them, because I do think Penn State wins that game. I do think Penn State wins that game. I do think Michigan wins. I think Miami wins. I think Louisville wins big. But I don't think Penn State wins by that large of a margin. I also don't think Georgia is a 17.5 point favorite over Vandy in Nashville. I don't think they're going to win by 17.5 points. I think Vanderbilt is a much better football team than Tennessee right now. I do believe that. I do believe that Vanderbilt's a much better football team than Tennessee. I don't think that Georgia will find Tennessee to be, Vanderbilt will be as soft as Tennessee appeared to be a week ago. I think another line that looks just absolutely insane is Ohio State a 31-point favorite at home to Maryland. 31-point favorite. Again, I do not expect the Terrapins to go into Columbus and win by any stretch of the imagination. I do not believe that. However, I don't think Ohio State has shown me enough to where I believe they can go and beat Maryland by 31 points. I just haven't seen that Ohio State team yet. Not saying that it can't happen, just saying that I'd be shocked if it did happen. I'd be extremely shocked if it did happen. Another crazy line is Alabama, a 26.5-point favorite at College Station. You heard me correctly. 26.5-point favorite over Texas A&M. And that's just mind-boggling to think that this team is as well as it is playing, yes, and as bad as Texas A&M has been playing, I understand, but 26.5 points, that is a lot of points. That's almost 4 touchdowns. That's almost 4 touchdowns, and you're at home. You're at home, and the road team is favored by almost 4 touchdowns. The road team is favored by almost 4 touchdowns. I don't know if that speaks to how good Alabama is or how bad Texas A&M is. Either way, I do believe Alabama rolls in that game. 4 touchdown roll. There's still some athletes that plays for Texas A&M, and I would take that as a personal challenge. If I am a player on Texas A&M, they said that we basically have no chance versus this team. They've given us absolutely no chance whatsoever to beat this team. Almost a 4 touchdown underdog at home. That is crazy. Another good game on the slate. And it's a sneaky game. Washington State just came off of a big home win over USC on Friday. Do the Cougars then go into Eugene and drop the ball against Oregon? I don't think it's far-fetched. Not even a little bit. Not even a little bit do I think it's far-fetched to think that they will get absolutely rolled. Absolutely rolled. I think they come in, they're riding their high horse, and they have a letdown game in Eugene, and Oregon